Grand risings, grand risings. Sounds for the conscious mind. Today, I got a deep content for you. Please, stick it all the way out to the end. This ain't no conspiracy theory. This ain't no conspiracy fact. You need to know who run America, who run everything. You need to know. And I got the answers. And we just gonna dig deep. So with that being said, before we get started, hit that subscribe button, like, share. Hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop deep rabbit hole contents. Now, with that being said, just follow that white rabbit. Now, that's just to show y'all who and what Vanguard is. Y'all can do y'all own research on y'all end. I'm just here to drop the gems. Y'all take the gems, shine it up. Hey, you did. But Vanguard and BlackRock, I'm telling y'all, these who the people is, you feel me? They gonna be owning a lot of shit. Matter of fact, let's go into a few of the stuff that they owned already. Prepared to have your minds blown. You wanna know who run your politicians, your government, your president and shit like that? Come on. I'm about to... Yeah. So as you see, these folks own the food, the business, the clothes, the trend. The thing about these investors, they invest in each other's company and they are part owners of each other's company. So if something was to happen to either one of them, the other one still can continue on the legacy and continue on the plan. This is some goddamn diabolical smart genius shit. The black community need to get on this. Science for the conscious mind.
Upon us is not sustainable anymore. Schwab says in his book that we will never return to the old normal. And the WEF published a video recently to make clear that by 2030 we will own nothing, but we will be happy. You probably heard of the New World Order. The media wants us to believe that this is a conspiracy theory, yet it has been talked about by leaders for decades. George Bush Sr., Bill Clinton and Nelson Mandela, but also world-famous philanthropists like Cecil Rhodes, David Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger, and even George Soros.
We have before us the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations. When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
After 1989, President Bush said, and it's a phrase that I often use myself, that we needed a new world order.
The affirmative task we have now is to actually create a new world order.
The UN presented in 2015 their controversial Agenda 2030. It is almost identical to the Great Reset of Klaus Schwab. The UN wants to make sure, as does Schwab, that in 2030 poverty, hunger, pollution and disease no longer plague the earth. Sounds nice, but wait till you read the small print. The plan is that Agenda 2030 will be paid by us, the citizens. Just like they ask of us now to give away our rights for public health, they will ask us to give away our wealth to battle poverty. These are no conspiracy theories. It is on their official website.
But damn, Los. How come we don't be hearing about this shit on the news? Come on, really? Malcolm X been telling y'all the news is the devil since the beginning. It's time to really put our ancestors' words into actions and apply them. You want to know why you don't see it on the news? Come on, you know I got that clip.
I do not produce news. They use information and footage from the press agencies ANP and Reuters. These agencies are not independent. ANP is owned by Talpa, John de Mol. Thomson Reuters is owned by the powerful Canadian Thomson family. The most important journalists and editors working for these agencies are a member of a journalism agency like the European Journalism Centre. These are one of the biggest European sponsors of media-related projects. They educate journalists, publish study books, provide trainee spaces and press agencies, and work closely together with the big corporations Google and Facebook. For journalistic analysis and views, the big media use Project Syndicate. This is the most powerful organization in the field. Project Syndicate and organizations like I mentioned are together with the press agencies the link between all worldwide media outlets. When news anchors read from their audio cues, chances are that the text stems from one of these organizations. That is the reason that worldwide media shows synchronicity in their reporting.
One-sided news stories plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and false
news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets true without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 And look at the European...
The citizens ever realize that the 1% owns more money than the 99% all as together collectively. And when the citizens find out that 87% of all profits and money and wealth and food and all that goes to them, it'll be an uprising. The reason why you don't hear this is because they own the news. Malcolm X told you the news is the devil. If I want to stay behind the shadows, I got to control what's being fed to the public. I got to control the narrative. I got to control all this. I got to control the history books, the schools, the prisons, and all that. Pete Gaines, Sounds for the Conscious Mind. Let's go.
To make this video as short as possible, I only showed you the tip of the iceberg. If you decide to research this with the sources I just showed you, then you will see that most popular insurance companies, banks, construction companies, telephone companies, restaurant chains and cosmetics are owned by the same institutional investors we have just seen. These institutional investors are mainly investment firms, banks, and insurance companies. In turn, they themselves are owned by shareholders, and the most surprising thing is that they own each other's stocks. Together they form an immense network comparable to a pyramid. The smaller investors are owned by larger investors. Those are owned by even bigger investors. The visible top of this pyramid shows only two companies whose names we have often seen by now. They are Vanguard and BlackRock. The The power of these two companies is beyond your imagination. Not only do they own a large part of the stocks of nearly all big companies, but also the stocks of the investors in those companies. This gives them a complete monopoly. A Bloomberg report states that both these companies in the year 2028 together will have investments in the amount of $20 trillion. That means that they will own almost anything. Bloomberg calls BlackRock the fourth branch of government because it's the only private agency that closely works with the central banks. BlackRock lends money to the central bank, but it's also the advisor. It also developed the software the central bank uses. Many BlackRock employees were in the White House with Bush and Obama. Its CEO Larry Fink can count on a warm welcome from leaders and politicians. Not so strange if you know that he is the frontman of the ruling company.
Y'all see this, right? Agenda 2030, the New World Order. The Great Reset. If y'all haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel by now, please go subscribe to my YouTube. I did a video talking about the Great Reset. There are two. You got a corporation reset that they're doing. That's with all the technology and AI and all that extra stuff. And then the second reset is you got Earth, the natural spirituality. This is why everybody's starting to wake up out the fucking blue. People that you ain't never heard talk about no woke shit is starting to talk about at least a smidget of woke shit. At least some black seed oil and Irish sea moss. Like, niggas is trying, you feel me? There's two great resets going on. It's a split coming. And I hope y'all ready. Because, hey, it's the Western world's time for a change. Peak game 2030. Now it's all coming together. Keep up with me now. You feel me? If you follow my TikTok, y'all seen that I posted that video. 2030 and the Great Reset and all that. There's two great resets happening, corporation wise and spiritual wise. Corporation is a great reset. We not going back to the old ways. We about to get ready to go into some new shit. Y'all better peak game and stay up with technology. The second reset is spirituality. Get into this sun, activate your DNA, your melanin, get your intuition up. You feel me? Hey, it's shit getting serious. And my people always say how we don't need each other. We need each other more than ever right now. Men, women, kids, we need each other. It's time to put that independent mindset to the side, and it's time to depend on your brothers and sisters because some shit is about to pop off. We got till 2030. Y'all better wake up. Stop being selfish and superficial and shallow and trying to get back spiritual. Because, hey, these folks is coming, you heard me? And I'm not doing this to put fear in you. I'm doing this to put some confidence in your ass. Spark that fire, that warrior shit that's in you, that's just laying dormant that they pacified. You heard me? Come on, man. Signs are for the conscious mind. Let's get into it. I got a couple more clips. I'm going to end it, and I'm going to work on a part 2.
But we know enough facts now that place the corona rules in a much clearer perspective. The perspective of the elite. Big BlackRock and Big Vanguard do not benefit from borders, import taxes and real diversity. Only by means of fear and media manipulation can they contain us. The elite's not going to cure us from the diseases we got from their toxic foods or from the environmental pollution. If we did not get sick, the pharmaceutical industry would collapse. Nothing sells better than fear is the slogan of virologists like Van Ranst. You're going to be surprised, like I was, that we have often been warned.
I think we're being run by maniacs. If anybody can put on paper what our government and the American government, etc., and the Russian, Chinese, what they are actually trying to do, I think they're all insane. You know, but I'm liable to be put away as insane for expressing that. You know, that's what's insane about it.
With this video, I reach out and hope to bridge the ever-growing gap between us. Thank you for listening. I hope in a free future we will remember this time as a unique moment in human history. It will be a tough journey, but we will travel together. We will help each other when we fall, and we will not be fearful. We are the 99%.
If you made it this far to the end of the video, I appreciate you. I salute you. You know, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification bell if you haven't hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I drop dope content. I got part 2 coming for you. This is just the introduction to get you ready for how deep we going with this rabbit hole. You heard me? BlackRock and Vanguard. Check them out. I'm gonna got now hashtag them and everything. So with that being said, vibrate high, peace, prosperity, abundance, love, gratitude, gratefulness, appreciativeness. Open up your heart chakra. Vibrate higher than your root chakra. Detoxify your crown chakra and see with your eye and don't believe with your eyes. Science for the conscious mind. I'm out.
Fortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is.